What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Okay, so maybe you thought that the Donald Trump administration and ICE, everything was kind of starting to chill down and that we're finally getting to our form fit policy, if you will. But no. As a matter of fact, not. We are not. Check this out. ICE supercharges immigration detention with chilling new policy. Now, this is coming from D News. What I find fascinating about this, just an interesting little factoid, if you will. Ground News labels D News as a right-wing source. But you guys, y'all let me know down in the comments as I'm reading through this if this sounds like a right-wing publication to you. Immigration and Customs Enforcement has declared undocumented immigrants ineligible for bond hearings, thus opening the door to indefinite detention of millions of immigrants while their deportation proceedings are underway. Does that sound like a right-wing source to you? First off, they're calling them undocumented immigrants. They're not undocumented immigrants. They're criminal aliens. Once again, and then, they're going to ramp up the partisan hackery, if you will, by saying indefinite detention of millions. No, it's not indefinite detention of millions. As a matter of fact, we can't detain that many people, for one, and it would only be until their deportation. So, right off, there's already several lies in the very first paragraph. But the facts are in here. They're just kind of sprinkled through a bunch of nonsense, a bunch of lies and manipulation. Previously, a criminal alien, you mean? Facing detention who did not have a serious criminal history could request a hearing in which an immigration judge would consider various factors such as flight risk and potential danger to the community before deciding whether to release them on bond while their case progressed. But now, in a stark departure from precedent, the agency will suspend bond hearings per a July 8th memo obtained by the Washington Post. In the memo, ICE Acting Director Todd Lyons ordered the detention of undocumented immigrants for the duration of their removal proceedings, potentially months or years. Lyons justified the change in policy in light of Trump's Justice and Homeland Security departments having revisited their legal positions on detention and release authorities and determining that such immigrants may not be released from ICE custody, barring rare exceptions. So, anybody that comes into the country, they can be detained and they will not be released on bond. Why? My first question on this is, why was this being allowed to take place in the first place? Once again, folks, America is a very large country. So these people could get caught by ICE, then released on bond, and disappear. Live in the country for as long as they want. Go around committing crimes. What if we never catch them? That would fall on the federal government. It would be their fault at that point. Of course, any illegal immigrant that comes into the country and commits a crime, that falls on the federal government. As a matter of fact, that's why it was so egregious having Biden just fling the freaking doors open and release all these people into the country unvetted, unchecked, and just unverified, let go. It's fascinating, it really was. But this is just insane that they were just letting people go. Catch them in the country illegally, right? This is not migrants. Once again, folks, I must stress this point on a constant basis. Donald Trump has deported 0 immigrants. That's right. You might be thinking, oh, that's not true. He's deported a lot of people. No, he's deported criminal aliens. As a matter of fact, he hasn't deported any migrants because migrants are in the country legally. But they always say immigrants are migrants when they really mean they always conflate those two. Already, the American Immigration Lawyers Association informed the Post of denied bond hearings in over a dozen DOJ-run immigration courts in states such as New York, Virginia, Oregon, North Carolina, Ohio, and Georgia. The new policy is based on a peculiar interpretation of the law stating unauthorized immigrants shall be detained after their arrest, which has per the Post, historically been applied to only immigrants who'd recently crossed the U.S.-Mexico border rather than, as it now will, to those who have lived and worked in the country for decades. Yes. What is the difference here, right? The language of the law states that it doesn't state that if these people have been here, then we can release them. No, it doesn't state that at all. It says illegal immigrants, criminal aliens. If they are picked up, they are not to be released. So basically, what they're trying to get at is since before, what was that? I forget what date that was. July 8th, I think, something like that. So basically, they've been violating federal law for decades. That's fascinating, don't you think? Many of whom have children who are U.S. citizens and may have strong legal cases against deportation. Like, what situation could you have when you're in the country illegally, been here for decades, violating our federal laws? What case could you have to stay in the country? Like, I don't see any. If I was an immigration judge, if you crossed the border illegally, you would be gone. I'm sorry. Deported. 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 If you choose to violate our laws, that means you have no respect for this country. And why should I respect you with allowing you to stay here? I just don't get it. Once again, folks, you can let the left lie to you. They try to tell you, oh, these people just want a better life. That is not true. You don't start off your better life, looking for a new start, some change here, by breaking the law of the country you're trying to start a new life in. I'm sorry, that's just not normal behavior. People don't act that way. If you're trying to start off on the right foot, you don't start off breaking the freaking law. I'm just sorry. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And the left, they once again get on the 20% side of an 80-20 issue, and they're always on the wrong side of that issue. It's fascinating to me. They're standing up for criminals, for illegal gangs. Like, my next video is going to shock everybody. Not really, probably won't, but it should be shocking. Should be very shocking, but it's not. As such, Lyons acknowledged in the memo that he fully expects the policy to face legal challenges, writing per Reuters that the change is likely to be litigated. If this new policy stays in effect, it will staggeringly balloon the population of immigrants detained under inhumane conditions at ICE facilities across the country. Right? Time and time again, the ICE facilities as a detention center have been rated at the top of any detention centers anywhere in the world. They're always the best of the best. So I don't know what they're talking about, inhumane conditions. It's fascinating, that's all to that one. Blows my freaking mind. These people just blow my mind. But, I mean, this is good because, once again, it shows that the Trump administration is getting the United States back to some semblance of logic with our politics, right? Logical. That's what that means. You ingest logic into politics, and that's what the Trump administration is doing here. Why should these people be allowed to roam free? If we don't know who they are, we haven't vetted these people. I don't think, right? This would disincentivize people from coming to this country. They know if they get caught, they're going to stay in a detention center until their case is viewed or whatever. Like, it's all nonsense. Why do these people choose to enter this country illegally? And my bigger question to that is, why do Democrats choose to attempt to block the federal government from doing their job and keeping us safe and keeping these people off of the streets? Why do they want these people? Two reasons, folks, and I've said it a bunch of times. The Democratic Party was the party of slavery. That is who the Union fought against in the Civil War. It was the Democrats, the Southern Democrats. They are the party of slavery. And so these days, that has just changed a little bit to indentured servitude, because most of these people that come through Mexico, that travel here on foot, they must go through cartel territory, and they must pay the cartels money. If they do not have anywhere from $5,000 to $20,000 to pay to the cartels, the cartels make them work for them. That is right, folks. Indentured servants. to a foreign terrorist organization. And Democrats are constantly taking up for these people. All right. Second reason, it pads their numbers. It gives them more congressional seats. We've said this time and time again, folks. All of the sanctuary states that they tell these people, come on, all criminal aliens come to here, because when the census comes around and they get counted on the census, all congressional power derives from the census, from the population. And these people get counted in the census, therefore they get power through all these criminal aliens being in their districts. Right? Like, it's estimated that California alone has anywhere from 3 to 7 extra congressional seats that would be apportioned back out into the country. Probably red states, because red states don't like these criminal aliens in their countries and their states. So that would be spread out back into the country, giving California much less power. And it's not just congressional seats, it's the electoral college votes as well. So once again, folks, there you go. That's good enough incentive for any Democrat to want these people to get on the 20% side of an 80-20 issue. Don't let the, it's just compassion fool you. Don't let the, they just want to come here for a better life fool you. That is not the case, folks. They are lying to you. Right? Like a politician lying. Oh, cats. Oh, my goodness. That's what it is, folks. But y'all let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comment section. That's all I got. I want to thank everybody for watching. Y'all don't forget to smash that like button for me and subscribe if you're new around here. And y'all try to have a good day. Stay legitical. Peace.